Hey everybody, it is E3 Eve in less than 24 hours until the E3 2021 Nintendo Direct. I'll of course be streaming the Direct, so feel free to watch alongside with me. I decided to go ahead and make a late night video just about what's been going on with Smash speculation in the last 24 hours or so. While there has not been a major definitive leak for our Nintendo Direct, or Smash Ultimate, or Smash Fighter or something, I think I should warn people at this point with such little time left before the Direct, it's possible the current buzz in Smash speculation could be onto something, and might spoil what happens tomorrow. So if you'd rather go in with a more open mind, feel free to stop watching this video, but if you want to be totally 100% caught up with speculation right before Nintendo's E3 2021 Direct, that's what this video is for. So first off, something I was talking about a few videos ago has come true. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did in fact get announced for Brawlhalla. The person who told me this was going to happen also said Street Fighter would eventually get content in Brawlhalla as well in some form. And they said they had not heard anything about a Ubisoft character coming to Super Smash Bros. And assumed, since they hadn't heard that there wouldn't be one. However, I think we can all agree that Smash information is likely a very well-guarded secret, even within companies. So it's completely possible, even if someone like, for instance, Rayman was actually planned to be part of our Smash DLC, the person who told me about the Brawlhalla information may simply just not be in the know about a Ubisoft rep. It is worth noting, though, that Rayman is in Brawlhalla, so there's a connection there. Anyway, while this person's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming to Brawlhalla information was completely true, simply not hearing Smash info doesn't necessarily count out the possibility of a Ubisoft character getting into Smash. Alright, so the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming to Brawlhalla isn't the only game leak that has been proven true now. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope has now been officially revealed. It first showed up as the only Nintendo title on Practical Brush 12's big list of games over on Reddit. Nintendo actually accidentally leaked this one on an official website before the game was revealed to us officially. So this game leaked in a few different ways before it finally got confirmed. Practical Brush 12 has not leaked anything else yet at the time of this recording. And considering we are less than 24 hours away from Nintendo's E3, at this point I kinda hope that they don't leak anything further because it'll just spoil the surprise, and it's so close. Omar Isaiah Hernandez Perez wrote, "In the list, the first letter from Sherlock Holmes to Euden Chronicle spells Samus is lame. Maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but I don't think it's a coincidence." And surprisingly, this is true. Maybe just a coincidence, or maybe Practical Brush 12 listed them that way on purpose. I don't know, but nice notice, Omar. Anyway, lots of games on their list have proven to be true at this point, including, of course, the new Mario and Rabbids game. One really interesting thing about the new Mario plus Rabbids game is Grant Kirkhope is actually composing the music for the title. Over on Twitter, Sullyboy noticed something really interesting in regards to Kirkhope working on this game. Check this out. Grant Kirkhope even confirmed this was indeed a reference to Banjo-Tooie. After seeing Banjo get in Smash, and with Grant Kirkhope working on some of our Smash tracks for Banjo, it's really cool to see the legend himself working on another Nintendo title. Alright, so let's talk about the upcoming E3 Nintendo Direct and what Smash Fighter we might get. Once again, while nothing has outright leaked, this is the last-minute speculation, which could turn out to be legitimate, so fair warning to stop watching now if you don't want to get spoiled. Okay, so in my lead up to E3 video, I made a point to say, well, I'm usually a hype man about Smash character stuff, and I enjoy talking and speculating about all sorts of crazy hype characters. I cautioned it might be wise to lower expectations this time around, and that a first-party Nintendo character was not off the table, to potentially be our E3 reveal. Well, it seems in the last day or so here, a lot of people are starting to get on board with the possibility of a certain first-party character, or at least a certain first-party series, potentially getting a character at Nintendo's E3 event tomorrow. So Nintendo's Direct is almost certainly going to have Breath of the Wild 2 info shown off. I think most people are expecting it. It's the 35th anniversary of Zelda this year, GameStop got those celebratory posters to give out, and Aonuma said in the last Nintendo Direct that while he wasn't ready to reveal more Breath of the Wild 2 just yet, that would be shown at a later date. And most people, including myself, assume that likely meant at E3. I've been suggesting for a very long time now that a Breath of the Wild 2 rep might be something we could get in this Fighter's Pass. For over a year and throughout this entire second pass, I've cautioned the very real possibility that could potentially happen. And I pointed out how Sakurai has offhandedly and very oddly mentioned Zelda in some of these Sakurai Presents videos. I also pointed out how the bonus Mii costume we got with the second pass was a Guardian Armor Mii costume, and how maybe Sakurai was close with the Breath of the Wild 2 team and chose to give us that Mii costume, maybe because he was working on a Breath of the Wild 2 character as part of our Smash DLC for this pass. Generally, when talking about this, I've been suggesting that it might be Breath of the Wild 2 Zelda herself as the character. If Zelda is playable in Breath of the Wild 2, I figured potentially cross-promoting that idea in Smash could be a very Nintendo move. Announce Zelda is playable in Breath of the Wild 2, and surprise, Breath of the Wild 2 Zelda is also going to be playable in Super Smash Bros. While I've mentioned this idea for a very long time, I always figured if something like this were to actually happen, it would happen alongside whatever event we finally got further Breath of the Wild 2 news. And this year's E3, of course, is shaping up to likely be that event where we finally do get some further Breath of the Wild 2 information. So now might be the time for a Breath of the Wild 2 Zelda rep if one were actually going to happen. A lot of people have been discussing this over the last day or so, and I made this tweet earlier. I see a lot of people excited for the possibility of Breath of the Wild 2 being shown off tomorrow. Yet, at the same time, I've seen a lot of people dreading the idea of our Smash fighter not being some third-party bombshell choice, but rather a semi-promotional character to tie in with Breath of the Wild 2. Push Dustin has made a really great point about how when Nintendo tends to pick the final Smash fighters, they seem to usually go with very current or even yet to be released games and characters for that final spot. That way Smash has a longer shelf life. The game won't feel dated as quickly if there's a fighter on the roster representing a game from, say, 2021 or even 2022, rather than the most recent fighter on the roster being from a 2018 game or something. Corrin was at the end of Smash 4, Incineroar was chosen while there was only concept art for Incineroar to end off base game Smash Ultimate, and Byleth ended Pass 1, and Three Houses was still in development when Byleth was chosen. If Breath of the Wild 2 is a big hit for Nintendo, and I think most assume it will be, then preemptively giving us a fighter representing that game might be a smart idea. Instead of Smash Ultimate missing out on Nintendo's most recent masterpiece of a game, there'd be content from that game in Smash instead. It's a logical move from a certain point of view. And suddenly today, I've seen a lot of people preparing for this as a very real possibility for who we could see tomorrow. I think what really got everyone talking was this video from GameXplain. GameXplain put up a video the day before this Nintendo E3 Direct where they go over a hypothetical moveset for a 4-in-1 Champions fighter from Breath of the Wild. Now, GameXplain having connections or not is often seen as a controversial statement to make, and I'm not here to debate that. However, putting up a fighter moveset speculation video on the eve of a Nintendo E3 Direct when we're likely to get a fighter reveal is, well, yeah. And GameXplain's speculation video for the 5th DLC fighter basically opened with them speculating about Byleth. They get talking Byleth less than 2 minutes into the video. And if you were following Smash speculation at that time, you'd know virtually no one was guessing Byleth, or even really a first-party fighter. The only publicly available evidence Byleth really had going for them was that Three Houses had missed its Spirit event. But since we had yet to see a missed Spirit event result in a fighter, even that was shaky speculation at the time. It could of course simply be a lucky guess, but with so little out there to conclude Byleth was likely at the time, it's sort of like having the answer to a math problem, but not being able to show the teacher your work. Anyway, regardless of some of GameXplain's predictions being a little too on the nose to just be coincidental, the fact is they made a video for a 4-in-1 Champions character a day before an E3 Direct, and it's once again, kinda, yeah. And either way, I've still seen a lot of people suddenly talking about a potential Breath of the Wild rep, and I feel like this video was a big part of why. The biggest thing going against this video being some leak disguised as speculation is that GameXplain usually shies away from putting any kind of leak info in the thumbnail for any of their videos. If they had heard whispers of a Breath of the Wild 2 champion fighter, I'm a little unsure if they'd go so far as to make such a blatant video about it. People who didn't want to get spoiled might be a little sore about that afterwards. Even if the video was presented as purely speculative, it's still a prominent Smash thumbnail video floating around YouTube the day before a Nintendo Direct, and that's generally not GameXplain's style with sensitive info. But GameXplain isn't the only or even the first person to potentially hint at a 4-in-1 champion fighter getting in Smash recently. Imran Khan over on Twitter wrote, Zelda, okay, we gave all the champions their own mechs with saving powers. There's no way this goes wrong. The champions are incorruptible and their mechs are just empty vessels, which is totally fine. Smash cut, Zelda, aw shit. Now, smash cut is a legitimate phrase for a quick, jarring cutaway, so it's not like they are awkwardly sticking the word smash into this tweet. However, they didn't stray away from sticking the word smash in a tweet when they certainly could have phrased it differently, and you have to expect they know what that could do for the fans watching their Twitter. Imran Khan did prove they knew Min Min by cleverly hiding her name in the first letter of every paragraph in a series of tweets. So Imran Khan does have a history of hinting at Smash characters indirectly in tweets. And Imran has been rather vocal about cautioning everyone that the possibility of Pass 2 being heavily first party was there. Imran responded on Reset Era when someone suggested they may have hinted at our Smash fighter with that tweet. Hikari said, did Imran give away the character in a tweet? Is it the 4 champions from Breath of the Wild? How would that even work? As a $5 pack? And Imran said, did I do what now? The response is rather indirect and sort of deflective and innocent, but they also aren't outright dismissing the idea that their tweet could be a hint. They're either somewhat playing dumb here, or just not directly addressing the tweet. So pretty interesting that the speculation isn't just a Breath of the Wild 2 character, but a 4-in-1 champion fighter. I imagine something like Pokemon Trainer would probably be what that would look like. I didn't think multiple in-1 fighters were likely for DLC, but after getting Pyra and Mithra, that does seem to be a possibility on the table now. I had suggested a hypothetical 4-in-1 fighter when speculating about Monster Hunter characters, before we got the Monster Hunter Mii costumes back, making Monster Hunter seem far less likely now. So I am a fan of the idea of getting 4 fighters in one. That's a lot of bang for our buck, and I especially think it would be cool as a final fighter, since we'd expect to get just 1 more fighter and be given 4 more instead, potentially 4 totally different unique movesets or something, again like Pokemon Trainer. The Legend of Zelda series has been really lacking in new fighters. That's a common complaint about the Zelda representation in Smash. While we did get redesigns for a lot of the fighters and Young Link came back, we really haven't gotten a brand new Zelda character in a very long time. A 4-in-1 fighter would of course instantly boost the Zelda representation up to a level closer to where it probably should be at, right in the lead with Mario and Pokemon as Nintendo's biggest franchises in Smash. Who knows if the older or current champions would be chosen, but I assume it would be the older ones, Urbosa, Daruk, Revali, and Mipha. And who knows if they will have a big part to play in Breath of the Wild 2. But considering they have already had major roles in Breath of the Wild and Age of Calamity, I assume they'll play a part in Breath of the Wild 2 as well, which of course would make a Smash character featuring all of them a good cross-promotion for Breath of the Wild 2. Not that that game really needs promoting. I also think it would be a little odd to get the 4 champions, as they'd likely all get Amiibo, and they already have Zelda Amiibo for them. But hey, it wouldn't be the first time the same character got multiple Amiibo when you might expect that to be a little much for them. I'm looking at you, Isabelle. So far, the Zelda series in Smash has only had the Triforce holders as playable characters. While there are lots of highly fan-demanded Zelda characters, they seem to always get passed over. Usually it's assumed because they are one-off characters. So when speculating another Zelda rep, I often hear people suggest the few remaining characters who have actually appeared in multiple Zelda games, like Impa or Tingle. The champions, of course, if they return in Breath of the Wild 2, will have 3 Zelda games to their names, if you count Age of Calamity. And if you look at the champions as representing the major races of Hyrule, then the Gerudo, Rito, Zora, and Goron are in tons of Zelda games. And so the champions would actually have quite a bit of longevity, representing their respective reoccurring races for several Zelda game installments. Whenever talking about the idea of getting a Breath of the Wild 2 character in Smash, I've usually championed Breath of the Wild 2 Zelda herself. And I thought that might actually end up happening, and maybe a 4-in-1 champion fighter could still actually do that. Potentially Breath of the Wild 2 Zelda could be the character, while the champions get summoned and show up in different moves or something. I'm picturing a fighter like how Captain Ginyu in Dragon Ball FighterZ is actually the entire Ginyu Force in one fighter. Anyway, that's just me wildly speculating about an already speculative character possibility. There have been a few other places this 4-in-1 champion fighter idea has popped up recently. 4 days ago, preceding GameXplain's video, and in Rincon's tweet, a random post on Game FAQs from a user named Canova reads, "Hello, I just wanted to share the information I have. For context, I have worked on the trailer for the 4 Legend of Zelda champions. I can 100% confirm their inclusion. You can switch between the 4, occupying 1 character slot. Now for some speculation based on what I heard, I strongly believe the other character to be Rayman. I don't know whether it will be revealed at E3, but I have heard from someone that I trust that his character is quite far along in development. Also heard from another source, Ubisoft was strongly pushing for the Legends design, but they ultimately settled on an updated version resembling the design from Rayman 3. Hope all have an enjoyable E3, stay safe." Now, historically, leaks for anything to do with the trailers for characters have turned out to be false. And what's really interesting here is that they add their own speculation that the other fighter is going to be Rayman, and then give a lot of details about Rayman even though they claim it's just speculation. Now, like I said at the start of this video, I have been told probably no Ubisoft rep from the person who informed me that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were coming to Brawlhalla. But once again, it's possible they simply are unaware of a Ubisoft rep happening. Or maybe even this Game FAQs post turns out to be legit, but their speculation about Rayman is simply that, speculation. And that part turns out to not be true. Who knows? The whole Ubisoft thing seems very up in the air to me, no matter what happens with this 4-in-1 Zelda character. Interestingly, on the note of Rayman and a 4-in-1 champion character, Arlo tweeted this out. "I forgot about Smash. Prediction, Rayman. Wish, Breath of the Wild champions." Which of course once again has Rayman and the 4-in-1 champion fighter. No idea if Arlo has maybe heard the same thing as this Game FAQ poster or what, but they did make a tweet with the same 2 characters, Rayman and the champions. Also over on Reddit, Roja Top wrote, "Smash Gigantamax Dump Plus More. Nintendo E3 2021 Direct will have Zelda stuff to commemorate 35th anniversary. Challenger Pack 10 will showcase fighters. It will be the 4 champions from Breath of the Wild. Mipha, Daruk, Urbosa, and Rivali, a 4-in-1 character, and can switch out similar to Pokemon Trainer. Their final smash is summoning the 4 champion beasts, which will be shooting at Ganon. Triangle strategy information and a new Mario Party game. There will also be a Hyrule Warriors DLC showcasing the first branch, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes showcased in Treehouse. Minish Cap Remake is coming in 2022. The remake style is similar to Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Breath of the Wild 2 is releasing in 2022, not this year. Guess I'll see ya, LOL. Coincidence or a real leak? I don't know, but this 4-in-1 champion idea has sprung up in several places recently. In fact, there's a few more I've seen, but I'm not going to list them all out, as so many people are typing up predictions and posting them as leaks and stuff. You can usually find several people guessing at just about any fighter and calling it a leak if you look around the internet enough. So are the champions who we'll see in Nintendo's Direct? I don't know, but that's the latest buzz in Smash speculation. I think a third-party character is still definitely a possibility tomorrow, though I could totally see a Breath of the Wild 2 character happening as well. Like I said, throughout this entire pass, I've been suggesting someone like Breath of the Wild 2 Zelda was a legit possibility, and we should probably all brace for that. Now, of course, questioning whether or not we're going to see a third-party character or a first-party character is assuming we'd only see one fighter revealed tomorrow. And it's also possible we end up seeing both our final 2 fighters. While personally I think it will just be one Challenger Pack revealed, there is some speculation going around that it could be 2. Over on Twitter, Last Atari noticed, I guess Smash is ending with their last 2 DLC characters tomorrow at E3. 2 unavailable videos are hidden, it seems. Tons of people have sent me this tweet and showed me this image, and I've seen a lot of people pointing at this as proof that there will be a double reveal. But Last Atari then went on to say this. I made sure it was an official playlist, and it is. What I find weird is that it is an old playlist and has videos from Smash 4, the Direct that revealed Ultimate back in 2018. The only recent video in the playlist is the Mr. Sakurai Presents Hero. Why add 2 vids now? Haruhius Crusader went on to write, those are old videos. So yeah, while the YouTube list is in fact official, the 2 unavailable videos in question might actually be very old, as the list is very old, and goes all the way back to Smash 4, and hasn't been updated with a video since Hero. Push Dustin wrote, are we in the endgame now? YouTube playlists can be quite fickle, so let's see, less than 24 hours left. And I'm in total agreement with that. I feel like we've had some weird YouTube video shenanigans like this in the past that didn't end up with anything significant happening due to unavailable videos and stuff like that. Even if these two videos are legitimately on there for E3, it's possible they aren't a double reveal, but just two different videos. Say a character reveal and a video for some past 2 amiibo being shown off or something. It's possible we could get 2 videos and only 1 character revealed. Basically, 1 fighter or 2 fighters getting revealed tomorrow. Both are still possibilities, but I'm leaning towards it being a single challenger pack reveal. And once again, while the current buzz right now is that it could be a 4-in-1 champion character, I'm not totally sold on that. I am open to anything. I still think super hyped third-party characters can happen. Other first-party characters can happen. Honestly, anything can still happen. It's just among all the likely possibilities, a Breath of the Wild 2 character is there. So be prepared for that. Lastly, before I end this video, there was a leak for Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, with some screenshots and everything. And also, Limited Run Games announced a bunch of physical releases for games like Castlevania Rondo of Blood, and several titles are coming to the Nintendo Switch, including Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. My fellow angry video game nerd fans out there, I'm sure, are getting a kick out of seeing this game get anything. And what has me most excited for a physical release is Zombies Ate My Neighbors, in this awesome collector's box with tons of goodies. I'm very excited for that one. Alright, well, I'll be streaming the Nintendo E3 Direct in just a few hours from now. If you guys have any thoughts on this potential 4-in-1 champion fighter, or a Breath of the Wild 2 rep in general, like Breath of the Wild 2 Zelda or something, or if you think that isn't even close to what we'll get and it'll be some hype third party like Master Chief or Crash or something, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys at the Direct.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to PapaGenos!
Twitter, Patreon, Discord.